Hey everybody, just making a new video. Really, like I said, I didn't want to remake this video, but somebody sent me a comment. Sent me something in my inbox, like a video request or something they wanted me to talk about. And I promise, like I said, about video requests, I'll be able to do video requests. And this person wanted me to do a video request. It was Eric Munoz, 5555. He wanted me to give my thoughts about the whole Marvel, the whole Disney buying the whole Marvel license, the whole thing that many people online have been talking about. It's sort of been the big story at the last few weeks that people have been talking about, and he just wanted me to do a video about it, giving my thoughts about that, and I have no problem doing that as I'm a big Marvel comics or Marvel entertainment fan. As I follow all the superheroes. I read all the comic books. I have my favorite superheroes. They're mostly from X-Men, the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Iceman, and Colossus, I believe, but he's part of the X-Men. And then of course I got my villains, which is Doctor Doom and the Hobgoblin and all those other villains that are synonymous with the Marvel's license and the Marvel heroes. I just love the Marvel heroes and the villains, and that's probably one of my favorite licenses. As I feel it's more better than DC, as the superheroes have their own identity and they go through their story and this and that, and it's not like how DC Comics is, where they sort of rely on one character to sort of develop a different character, and that's sort of what DC does with their characters. But with Marvel, they sort of develop their own character, and they don't need a character from another series to sort of develop that other character to get his own thing going, and that's the one thing I like about Marvel. But getting to this video, my thoughts about this, just giving you my quick thoughts about this. Really, for me, it's kind of a good move and it's kind of a bad move. And when I say the bad move is really, this is Disney we're talking about. As you know, Disney, they're family oriented, so everything that they buy or whatever, it sort of gets watered down, and it's not like for adults or anything like that, or for teens. It's mostly the stuff they cater to kids, and with them buying the Marvel license, it's going to be really bad for comic book fans. If you're a comic book fan, as I used to be, although I don't read comic books anymore, it's going to be a bad thing. As with Disney buying Marvel, now that now the stuff that you see in comic books aren't really going to be there anymore. The sexual content isn't going to be there because Disney's going to water that down. The violence is going to be toned down. The whole the whole beat down and all that other stuff is going to be toned down. The blood is going to be toned down. The language, everything that you see, that's that makes a Marvel comic book real good is going to be sort of watered down to sort of be sort of like G or PG rating. That's sort of what it's going to be. It's going to be a PG or G comic book, and that's the bad thing about Disney buying Marvel. As many comic book fans who are adults, the ones who followed Marvel comics throughout the whole years when it first started, they're gonna they're not gonna be into it as much. As they're not going to have their violence. They're not going to have their sexual tension and sexual content. They're not going to have all that stuff that they follow through with all those Marvel comic books. And that's the worst part about Disney buying Marvel Entertainment, is the fact that you won't see any of that in the Marvel comics, and you won't be seeing any of that as much in most of the movies that are going to be made. Like, you probably won't see that in Iron. You probably won't see some of the stuff from Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2 because Disney owns the license. You won't see as much stuff that you see in the Spider-Man movies, although you really don't see as much of the other stuff. I mean, you really don't see as much kissing in the Spider-Man movies, but you really won't see as much as that, though. I mean, you did see those in the last two Spider-Man movies, but you probably won't see as much of that in the well, and you saw those in the three Spider-Man movies, but you won't see that in the fourth. You might see a little bit of it, but you won't see it getting down and sort of down and dirty like how they were doing it in the three Spider-Man movies and any other movie that Marvel Entertainment is going to do, any other movie that Marvel Comics or Marvel Entertainment is going to do, is sort of going to be watered down now because of Disney buying it. And then the reason why it's good is Disney has a reputation for working with companies such as Pixar and Bandai. Although, I mean, yeah, Bandai, well, yeah, the company that owns Power Rangers, they have a knack for working with companies like that and sort of turning them into huge success. Look what they did to Pixar. As Pixar is one of the most decorated companies now because Disney is working with them, and now you get a lot of good Pixar movies mainly because of Disney working with them and Disney putting gold out with Pixar and putting out all those good movies. So yeah, that's a good one of the another good reason. Those are the other couple good reasons, as Disney has a reputation, has a thing for turning things into real good things and sort of making a lot of money off of it. So maybe it might be, so yeah, it will be good, but in another way it's going to be bad. But we'll have to wait and see when this all plays through. It just, in my opinion, I just feel, like I said, I just don't like the idea. But like I said, I kind of do like it a little bit, but at the same time, I don't like it, as, like I said, everything's going to be watered down to Disney's level, and you won't see as much violence from Marvel Entertainment. And now the comic books are going to be catering to kids now, so it's going to turn a lot of adults off to the point where the adults won't be reading comic books as much as they used to, and now they're going to turn somewhere else to find all that stuff that they were so used to seeing. And then the fact that, like I said, Disney owned Power Rangers, and they sort of watered Power Rangers down to the point where no one really watched Power Rangers anymore. No adults really watched it as much. Although there are some adults, I'm not knocking any adults. I still think Power Rangers is a good show. It's just that when Disney took over, it sort of watered it down to where you don't want to watch Power Rangers anymore. But don't get me wrong, like I said, Power Rangers is still a good show. The new Power Rangers is still a good show, but it's not the same since Disney sort of took over, sort of bought the Bandai license that sort of owns Power Rangers. But still, we have to wait and see. Still, this should be a sort of a good move. They should make a lot of money off of Marvel Entertainment, and we'll just have to wait and see how this plays in the next couple weeks. But there's apparently a lot of people who don't like this, and like I said, there's some people who do like it, and then you got some people who are mixed, sort of like me. But we'll just have to wait and see how this all plays out, and see if Disney can do something, can work magics, and can work magic to the point where everybody is happy, and not a majority of people are happy. But anyhow, that's just giving my thoughts about this whole Disney buying Marvel Entertainment. Just giving you my short thoughts about that. Hopefully you like my video. You can rate, you can comment, and you can give me a video response if you like. Although some people already talked about this, but still, if you want to give me a video response, feel free to give me a video response. I'll be sure to accept it. And yeah, until then, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And like I said, I'll upload another video whenever I get the chance, because like I said, I got a lot of things going on with me moving, and then stuff outside of YouTube, and sort of packing my stuff for when I move, and then getting things ready for when my vacation comes and stuff like that. So yeah, I won't really have as much time as I used to make videos. Oh yeah, and like I said, someone sent me questions. Please don't send me any Q&A questions from right now. You still, or some of you are thinking about sending me questions, because I'm not really going to do a Q&A for right now, because like I said, I got a lot of things going, and I really don't want to let some of these people down who are going to send me Q&As, or who's already sent me Q&As. I don't want to let you down. So yeah, like I said, whenever I get all this stuff taken care of, Q&A with Fitness 65 is going to be back. So when that gets taken care of, send me your questions, and I'll start my Q&A up again, and I'll answer all your questions. But yeah, until then, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And Fitness 65 out. Peace.